abdominal pose. I use the block today to help us to lift up and watch my ankle. I lift one foot up and cross into the mid-calf and the ankle, and I press them down. Now, my block slide back slightly. From here, I press down with my palm. I draw my abdomen back, and I lift up, and then see if I can lift my foot up and dangling and come down. Okay? So, let's try that. So, put the block a little further to the front. Come up on your knee. Bring your foot back slightly, and stretch your toes absolutely point back. Lift your right ankle up, and put your right ankle on top of the left, and then you sit back a little bit more, so your right knee will come up. Now bring your block back next to towards your thigh. Bring the block back. Yeah, so your right knee will come up. So you sit. Yeah, it will automatic. Point your toes back. There you go. Now press your palms down, spread your palms, draw the abdomen back, lift only your knees up first, and then come down. Now we do again, spread your palms. On the inhalation, press down to the hand. Inhale, come up. And see if you can draw the abdomen towards the spine and lift the back of the foot up and dangling. And come down. Okay. Let's bring the block forward. Come up. Change side. Your left ankle on the top of the right. Now the toes point back. Sit back towards your heel. Sit back towards your heel. Bring the block back. Now from there, press down to the hand, draw the abdomen back towards the spine and rounding in the back slightly. Inhale, come up, lift the foot up and move forward and back and dangling. Lift up, yeah. Here you go, abs. And stretch your legs forward. We're going to try one more time. So let me use your space again. Because this is what you call the vigorous pose. And sometimes we get stuck here that you can't lift the foot up. So what I do is I really emphasize from the outside of my waist, go towards the abdomen to get the rounding action in the back. And from there, as I lift my knees up, so if you cannot lift from here, you might try the higher level. Close it here. Draw back and see if I lean a little bit more forward and lift up through the foot. Because if you lean back a little bit, the foot is fall back. So you lean a little bit more forward and then lift the foot up and come this way. Let's try one more time. So we can try a little higher level this way. Now come up on your knee. Bring your right ankle on top of the left. Draw your thighs in towards one another. Bring the block back. Now press your palms down. Draw back to the abdomen, to the waistline. Go back to the blue wall. Now lean forward towards your knee. Draw up through the knee towards your chest and see if you can lift your both feet up and dangling. Lean a little bit more forward. And 1, 2, 3, go up more. Lift your foot up, Sheila. And come down. Change side. Right. Let's do the other side. Left leg on top, left ankle on the top. Press down with the palm. Lift your knees up towards your abdomen. Lean forward a little bit and lift your foot up towards your buttocks and dangling. And come down. Stretch your legs forward. Put the block back to the side, to the outside of your mat. For next pose is Purvottanasana, is stretch the front part of the body. And I'll show you here. My legs stretch like Dandasana, thighs roll in, calf roll in, and the big toe join. My hands back from the outer hip here. I press down to my palms like Lolasana, but this time is lift the chest and roll the shoulder back. I maintain that, the big toe pressing firmly towards, away from my hip. I lift the hips and then bring the head back. When I'm here, I really firmly pressing the palms down to lift the chest and the outer hips up. And come down. Okay, so you stretch the front part of the body. So let's do together. So stretch your legs forward into Dandasana. Being the center of the mat. Draw your big toe together. The outer calf, the outer knee, and the outer hip, draw them in towards one another. Now spread your palms, bring your finger back slightly. Now press down with your palm, lift up with your chest, and roll the shoulder back. Now as you lift the chest, firming with your thigh and stretch your big toe forward as you inhale, come up. Take your head back towards the blue wall behind you. Press down with the feet, join the big toe and stretch away from your hips as you lift up through the chest and roll the shoulder back. And slowly come down, sit tall for a moment. Okay. So, Isabel, you use the block next to you here. Okay, we're going to do it again one more time. Yes. If you have a wrist issue here, you can try the hand, go back this way and see how it feels. Okay? Alright, if you have a wrist. So alright, so let's do it again. Stretch your legs forward. Draw your big toe together. So you're gathering of the leg, the chest, and the shoulder. So bring your palms back, the finger facing towards your foot. Yeah, you can use that. I'll turn sideways. Yeah. Now press down with your leg, the toes pointing forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Raise your thighs, raise your hip, and roll the shoulder back. And keep your leg well stretched. Lift up through the hip. Come down for a moment. Your hand have to go back a little bit more. Yeah, because it's too close to the hip. Back, this one back a little bit more. Press down with the toes down towards the floor. Lift your hips, lift your chest, and roll the shoulder back. And slowly come down. Sit tall. Okay. Alright, everybody put the block to the side. So you can spread a little bit more. I'll move this one. For next pose is jatara Purvottanasana, is revolved abdomen pose. So you can move a little away from each other. And I'm going to use the mat here. So watch. Jatara means abdomen. So for today, I use the landmark of the mat. So my shoulder in line with the edge of the mat, and I use my hand to help to push into the mat to open up and broaden my chest. So as I do that, the feet active, the thighs together, and then as I turn my knees towards the right side, I pause here, make sure both knees are level and compact into the hip. And I turn my abdomen, my chest towards opposite arm into this position. Back to the center. Watch again. I use my hand to pull, to push the mat away. So you see how my chest broadened? If I don't push, I push. And then I come opposite side and turn the abdomen and the chest. Let's do that. So you might have to be a little bit stacked, zigzag. So you have space. The head towards the sofa side, the feet towards the curtain. And lie down on your back. Do you have space? I think so. Okay. Now stretch your arm and look at your right arm, the right shoulder, in line with the edge of the mat. And look at your left hand, left shoulder. It's in line with the edge of your mat. And hold the edge of your mat. Roll the shoulder under. Now bring your knees towards your chest. Draw your feet together, feet active like Purvottanasana. And compact into the hip by, draw from the outer knee to the outer hips. Draw them in towards one another and push your hand with the mat. Maintain that active action. Bring your both knees to the right side. Pause here. Look at your knees. Make sure both knees are level. By lengthen your left outer hip towards the knee. And now turn the abdomen and the chest to the left side. Go a little bit more towards the right, but turn your chest and abdomen. Bring the knee, go closer to your right upper arm, and turn your chest and the torso. Back to the center. Take a moment here. So your feet together, feet active. Push out with your hand, lengthen your chest, and move your both knees towards your left upper arm. Pause here. Turn towards your left side. Turn your chest, the abdomen, and make sure the direction of the right rib cage down towards the floor. Knees go closer towards your left upper arm. Look straight up towards the ceiling. and turn your chest and the torso. Come back to the center. Bring your feet on the floor. Now this time I didn't show you, but you're going to turn your palms up without holding the mat. Turn the back of your hand into the floor. Yes, like that. So that we use the action of the real action of the back of the hand pressing down. Roll the shoulder under to broaden the chest. One more time, knees towards your chest. Active your feet, the knee and the hip. We did Lolasana that really draw the knee towards the chest and abdomen towards the chest. So you get slightly rounding action with that. Now press down with the back hand. Both knees go towards the right upper arm. And turn your abdomen and the chest to the right side. Make sure both knees are level and turn your chest and the torso.
To the right side?
Knees to the right, chest to the left. Back to the center. Now keep active with your feet. Now both knees go to the left, towards your left upper arm. Glue your right shoulder stay into the floor. Active with your feet, Mary. This way. Go more towards the left and glue your right shoulder down towards the floor. And turn. And come back to the center. Bring your feet down to the floor with your knees bent. And rest your hand to the abdomen.